Hey, if you're like me and hate fighting for the meta picks every game, then this video is for you. I've looked at the top 100 challenger players in each region to find any that are using compositions outside of the usual meta and pick the ones with the best win rate to go through in a series of videos. If there's any comp that you think is really good right now but underplayed, then let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to check it out and possibly do a video on it in another time. First composition we're going to review is Echo Reroll. This was popular early on in the set, but when Echo got nerfed it fell out of popularity and has been mostly forgotten since. I've found a challenger player in the Turkish region that has been playing this single composition and winning 26% of his games and getting top 4 in 73% of them as well. Before we get into the ins and outs of the composition, if you do find these guides helpful, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Now, let's dive into the specifics. The composition hinges on Echo as your primary damage dealer, with Katarina stepping up as your secondary carry. You're aiming for 3 Freylord units to sunder your enemy's armor and magic resist, while adding in complementary traits such as Zorn, Bruiser, and Invoker. Item priority should either be Glove or Tier, and the main goal should be to get Hand of Justice as soon as possible to give Echo some sustain. If you can't manage to get Hand of Justice, you could look at getting something like Hextech Gunblade instead. Being a 3-cost reroll strategy, the objective is to hit level 7 as soon as possible. This means no early leveling, instead hoarding all of your gold to expedite the journey to level 7. One of the perks of this composition is the variety of viable early game setups. 2 of my favourites are the Bruiser Deadeye complemented by Lysandra for activating Freylord, and the Shadow Isles strategy featuring Bastion and a rogue such as Zed. During the mid-game phase, keep your eyes peeled for the key lower cost units like Echo, Katarina, Ashe and Lysandra. Blend these with a sturdy front line like Bruisers or Bastions. In the game you're watching, I went with Challenger, which isn't the best front line, but the shield from a 2-star Irelia was enough at this point in the game. Once you hit level 7, depending on how healthy you are, you may want to roll down to stabilise your board by 2-starring your 3-cost units or adding in some of your 4-costs like Sejuani and Urgot. If you're already healthy and have managed to high roll some 2-stars already, then you should look to sit at level 7 and slow roll your gold over 50 until you have 3-starred at least Echo, but ideally both Echo and Katarina. If you're close to 3-starring another unit, stay at level 7 or level up to 8 for better odds of finding Scion and Rise. So if you've managed to 3-star Echo, then it's highly likely you've made it into the top 4, but going first or second will rely heavily on the positioning of both Echo and Cat. Remember, rogues jump to the units within 4 hexes with a backline preference. Scout out your opponents and position Echo and Cat to face off against the enemy's backline carries. If the enemy carries are scattered, or you're uncertain who's up next, split Echo and Cat to cover both sides just like I'm doing here. And that's it for this one. The next video will be for a 2-cost reroll, which is also performing really well, but heavily underplayed. Let me know what you think it might be in the comments.
I thought I had it figured out, believed in us, we were meant to be, no doubt. A teenage love, everybody else could see the way we were, living in a fantasy.